guys, it is Aoife from Friday Died Laughing, and I'm here with a weekly wrap up. So I got 3 books read this week. I had one of those weeks where like the last few days of the week I just had loads of things on and I was going out and I just did not have much reading time at all. So I would have liked a little bit more, but the 3 books I read were very good, so I can't wait to tell you all about them. So the first book I read I've actually already done a video review for, and that was Orange Horses by Maeve Kelly, which I received in exchange for an honest review from Tramp Press. And this is a short story collection about marginalised women in Irish society, and it's just a collection of 20 stories, and each one is just so breathtaking and so wonderful, and it shows through just things like, you know, women living in farming communities, women who have early marriages, late marriages, women with children, women who can't have children, women who are single, women who have high-flying jobs, women who don't. Like, it just shows like this wide variety of women from like a few different ages, and it is just so wonderful and so good, and every story was just like raw and complex, and I loved so much of them. I do have a full video review, as I said, for this book where I talk about some of my favourite stories and talk about them, so if you do want to watch that, I will leave that linked up above. So and again, if this is a book that you would want, I would really recommend you go and buy it. This is an independent publishers. Tramp Press is an independent publishers, so you know, go support the independent publishers. And yes, this is just absolutely wonderful and I loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The book I read I actually got from Penguin Ireland in exchange for an honest review, and that is Skin Deep by Liz Nugent, and this is a kind of a thriller, and this is about a woman called Delia, and Delia, all we know about Delia in like the first couple of pages, like this isn't a spoiler, it's like literally on the first page, all we know is that she's woken up in this apartment that she lives in, and there is a dead body in her apartment, and she kind of goes out and starts partying and to try and forget the fact that there's a dead body in her apartment, and we don't know what the hell she's going to do about it. We don't know who it is, we don't know what has led up to this point, and then we kind of go backwards years and years and years, and we go from the point of Delia when she was a young child, growing up on this very, very isolated island on the coast of Ireland, and we learn like what happened to her, what happened to her family, and we just follow her throughout the years, and we follow what kind of person she is, and some of the decisions she makes, and some things that are quite tragic in her life, and it's kind of up to I think it's up to the reader to decide then whether she is kind of this victim of circumstances against her, or if she is basically a cruel, sadistic sociopath. So I found it really, really interesting. As I said, it's not because it follows her from a child up to when the point where there's the body in her apartment. It takes quite a few years. So it's not this like fast-paced, scary thriller all the way through, but she just has this weird kind of way about her that like she's not like altogether, like she's not this nice person, but again, like we don't know whether she is a killer either, and it's just really, really interesting. I just found her the way her character was kind of like portrayed and unveiled throughout the chapters as she got older, at the decisions she makes, the relationships she gets into. I just thought it was really, really interesting, and as I said, I think there is like this kind of message across it. Is Delia just this kind of victim of some things that happened to her and some things that were forced upon her to do when, you know, she clearly stated it wasn't something she wanted to do? Is she a victim of all of that, or is she actually just a horrible person? Like, who is she? So yes, I did very, very much enjoy that, and I think people who like those kind of intense thrillers would like this. As I said, it is not one that like keeps you, like has your heart, like your heart is in your throat like throughout the entire thing. It's not like that, but it is just intriguing and complexing and just really kind of just sucks you into the story, and I did really, really enjoy it. I read Liz Nugent's debut novel. This is her 3rd novel. I read her debut novel Unravelling Oliver last year, and I really, really enjoyed that, and it's a little bit similar in that you're getting kind of this background information on this character who is supposedly evil, and we're learning more about them, but I just feel like Unravelling Oliver was good, but it wasn't like, for me it wasn't great. This one, like, I feel like I can see Liz Nugent's writing just strengthen and grow in confidence with this book, in just some of the similarities between the 2 stories. So yeah, I can't wait to get on to her other novel, because I do have her 2nd novel as well, which is called Lying in Wait, so I can't wait to get onto that one and read that one, because I do think this one is really, really strong, and I would definitely recommend it for people to read, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And the next book I read, I also received from Penguin Ireland for review, and this one was The Trixie Time by Kit de Waal, who wrote My Name is Leon a couple of years ago, and that has had quite a good really good publicity on BookTube. A lot of people have talked about it, a lot of people have loved it. I read it, I really liked it. I didn't love it, but I did really enjoy the writing. This one I loved. I really enjoyed the writing and the story a lot more in this one. And this one is about an Irish girl. She is like in her like early 20s, and she moves from Ireland to England, and she meets this other Irish lad, and they obviously fall in love and they get married, and you know, things seem to be going really swimmingly for them. But then we're also meeting this girl called Mona when she's in her 60s, and we know that something terrible has happened. We know something has happened to tear her and her husband William apart. We don't really know what happened. We get like, you get a lot of clues about what has happened, but it's kind of slowly revealed, and we see how Mona is helping women who have gone through something similar that she has gone through these dolls that she makes, and through these like these memories she's able to invoke in these people. And it's really beautiful. This story is just so beautifully told, and it's just so gentle and wonderful. Like, I feel like we get these two sides of Mona. We get her as a young woman who is very kind of timid and scared, but like still full of life, and like just, you know, you just know that she's just this lovely person. And then we have Mona who's older, who is very gentle, has, you know, lived her life, has had a lot of tragedy and heartache and grief in her life, but she's still going. So she's so strong. I feel like she probably comes across as this like very tiny, possibly frail person, because she's described quite a lot as being very petite and very small and thin, with this like short blonde hair. So she's almost I say with like fairy like or something, or pixie like in a way. But I feel like she's just such a strong character, and just the things she's done and the things she has lived through is just so inspiring. Even though like she's obviously a fake person, but like there's probably women who've lived through things like this, and I just thought this was really wonderful. As I said, just this lovely gentle character on these pages just being portrayed to you as a reader, and you just want to hug her. Like, you just want to like take her in your arms and just hug her and tell her everything is going to be okay. I just thought the way things were revealed were wonderful. I did guess a lot of what was going to be revealed, but I loved that as well. I was waiting for that moment where my guesses would be confirmed, and yeah, this is just such a wonderful book. It's not too long. The one I have here is only about 260 pages, so it is one that you can fly through. Just as I said, I was so busy the end of the week, I didn't get time to just fly through it the way I wanted to, but I just was absorbed in the story so much. It was just so beautiful, and I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I just had to. It was wonderful. It was so good, so I definitely recommend it. And even though this technically isn't for the Irish Readathon, I would say that Kit de Waal is her mother is Irish, and obviously the two characters in this book are Irish as well, so it kind of falls into the Irish Readathon category. And this one isn't out yet. It's out on the 29th of March, so please go and pick it up when you see it, because it's just so good. This was actually shortlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction as well a couple of weeks ago, so I can see why it is on it, because again, it is wonderful, and I'm predicting we're going to see a lot of people talk about it on BookTube, because it's great. So that's everything I read this week. Pretty short wrap up for me, but I think I haven't quite decided what I'm going to pick up next. I think I'm going to pick up Wild Irish Women by Marion Broderick, but I don't know, I might pick up something else as well, but I haven't quite decided yet, so you'll see that next week. Thank you guys so much for watching again, as always, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye!